So GAOMON sent me their drawing tablet, the S830, which costs around $40. They're a company that sells a range of drawing tablets. It does come with an adapter, which you can attach to your Android phone. I was able to undo with the pen, which really helps with the workflow when undoing mistakes. Although it was difficult to draw on one side of the tablet, because my mind was thinking that there's a lot more space when there really isn't. It's only on the left side of the tablet. And my heart came out a bit lopsided, so I started to sketch instead, which helped improve my dexterity. But it still felt uncomfortable doing it sideways, so I had a big brain moment and thought to put the phone in front of me instead. I had a clip on the back of my phone, so I was able to prop up the phone in front of me while I tried to draw sideways with the tablet. I was able to navigate the settings sideways, and this felt a lot more comfortable than having the phone beside me. And because this tablet has an 8-inch work area, the mobile area felt enough for me to draw comfortably. So personally, I use the WACOM Intuos CTL490, which costs around $160. I use this to make my artwork. So the question is, can I make the same artwork with the GAOMON S830? So I opened up my program with a sketch and started to do the line art. The experience was fine, although when trying to do variations in line thickness, I had to press a bit harder, and it was much more difficult to control. So at this point, I should have opened the pen settings and readjusted the sensitivity on the GAOMON pen, but I just continued with the current settings. With the thick lines that I wasn't happy with, I just went back over it with the eraser to shave it down a bit. Once I finished most of my line art, I decided to tidy up my layers. This is something that my Wacom gets a bit crazy with, but with the GAOMON I was able to move the layers around with ease. So at this point I tried to put a bit of colour onto my artwork. I wasn't having much luck with the paint bucket tool. That was because I forgot to put selection on my paint bucket tool, so I ended up putting a border around my line art, and it was easy to colour in with the GAOMON. Again, the line thickness was a bit hard to control at this point, so I had to readjust certain areas. Let me know in the comments when you realized exactly what I was drawing. So at one point I decided to put a soft edge, which is not something that you can get with a mouse. It has to be with pressure sensitivity. It didn't suit the overall artwork, so I went back over it with a hard shadow. So at this point, my laptop just decided to die. I had a feeling that the driver would stop working once I put the laptop back on. And my suspicion was correct, because you can see that my pressure sensitivity is gone at this point, and it looks like I'm drawing with a mouse. I tried to continue drawing like this, but it was getting really difficult. Honestly, this is just an easy fix. I just decided to reinstall the driver, which was a really quick process because GAOMON installs really fast. Drivers do get a bit buggy. It's the same thing with the WACOM. And this is the end result. Pretty neat. Personally, I prefer the pen holder on my WACOM compared to GAOMON's pen sleeve. The buttons are also closer together compared to GAOMON, although that's a bit nitpicking. The workspace is a bit bigger than the WACOM. There's also a lot more grip with the GAOMON in comparison to the WACOM, because the GAOMON has rubber nibs underneath it, which means I can keep my GAOMON aligned with the screen on different surfaces, compared to the WACOM, which has more rounded nibs. The GAOMON also has wrist support for when you are drawing, although I didn't feel much difference. The buttons on the pen are firm, and the length is nice, much longer than my Wacom's pen. Although it is pretty light, personally it didn't bother me while I was drawing, although some people prefer weighted pens. The GAOMON also came with extra nibs, and the tools to remove and replace the nibs. My Wacom didn't have nibs, so it's really worn out, and it sounds like this. Compared to GAOMON's new nibs, not to mention that this tablet has the added feature of working on a phone. This means you don't have to carry a laptop around, and can just carry your phone instead, making this tablet more portable. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on the iPhone, which is something that GAOMON might want to think about improving on. I wasn't able to test the durability as I only had this tablet for a few days. But overall, I was able to make great art with the GAOMON for less than a third of the price. I would recommend this if you're getting into digital art, or would like a tablet that can be hooked up to a phone. Personally, I think you get a lot for your money with this tablet. You can order it now on Amazon, the link is in the description.